Good morning. It's Saturday morning. How are you guys? I've got a journal done. This one I've been working on for a little while. Trying to get a little close up. There we go. Good morning. Okay, let me find myself on YouTube here. You guys know the drill. So when you comment, I can see what you're talking to me about. So that's kind of fun. So come on in and make sure you say hello so I know you're here. And we can talk about my journal here. This is for an Etsy listing, so I am going to go into some detail. Good morning. Hi. I am going to go into some detail because it is for Etsy, so I'm going to pretend you don't know anything about journals. All right, let me get my ruler. This one is still regular size since I just fold a piece of paper in half. And for some reason, here, I'm getting it. Oh, I'm sorry, I thought I had it already. All right, this one is the regular size, 8.5 by 5.25, so it's perfect size. Good morning. So I've had this paper for quite some time, and it's pretty interesting. Vintage Postal Service, it says on there, and I love the yellow. And so I just tea stain ink, and then I sew with white thread, and then I glue it down over the book, right? And then I put my little envelopes, Vintage Postal Service, so this is going to be about the birds, you know, as if the birds carried the letters. So it's got some little vintage papers in there and a couple little vintage little mini envelopes, which I'm obsessed with. And then I put these little vintage address labels and little vintage papers. If you haven't seen before, I collect all these old little tablets and papers and things and things and things. All these vintage, all these little books and all these things. So I try to put them all in and incorporate. And I have this little thing over here where I put all my little papers in and all my stuff, you know. So I try to incorporate all my little things. So I put it all in there. So that's kind of fun. And then I got some Lorna Taylor stamps. She did some new postal stamps. So I stamped all of her new stamps on the spine because they're all postal. And then the back is the yellow. Again, I love it. And it's got script and the staining and messy sewing and stuff. And I just left it. I like it because this is utilitarian. I don't want a bunch of stuff on here. I didn't even want to put this, and I was discussing with my mom. I didn't even want to put this because in and out of your bag or the, you know, because this one I really wanted the person to be able to use it. And so the black seam binding is from my shop. So here we go. And then I did put the strings underneath. So these are all the glue, it's underneath here, see? So it's fastened quite well. And then I did the birds on a wire, which I love. And I coffee stained all this and, you know, glued it down and stuff. And then you can see the fabric spine. I did muslin, so it's on the inside and the outside. So there's 2 layers. And that should be totally fine for a one signature journal like this that's not so heavy. A soft spine works fine, just like that. I have some thread in my shop if you need wax thread. And then I sewed, you know, 2 envelopes together, and I just used them for the first thing. And so I don't know, I'm kind of digging on this yellow and black because I'm always doing pink, you guys know. So I kind of like the grungier, so I'm enjoying that. And I do have some vintage stamps. I'll show you just for fun so you can kind of enjoy this. And I'm probably going to use it right now through the journal, but I have these vintage stamps that I use. Um, I sell them in my shop periodically when I find them. I don't have any in there right now, but those I'm going to use right now as we go through because it's kind of fun. So I use these vintage stamps in here and it's kind of fun. So I just wanted to show you guys what they looked like because they're old and it just is nice to know how the journal's made, you know. So this is some of the little stamps here, and then this is just a scrap, and then it's just the tuck for the thing, and then I put some extra cardstock in there from when I was making this, and then this is one of the stamps that I put on that I just showed you, the old ones. And then this black paper, I'm all about it right now, and I gessoed it, and I put scraps on, and I put 2 little more envelopes, and this is vintage lace from tablecloth. And then one of my fancy little tabs, and it's got a little tuck spot in it with a picture of this guy, but I tried to pull it out and it's not coming, so maybe I sewed it or glued it or something. I'll have to see if I can dig it out. Oh, I was all proud of my little tuck spot. Then I ruined it. Oh well. Darn it. So anyways, so the ones with black paper are pockets. I just sewed, you know, down the side here and made the little pockets. So I kind of like, because I didn't put the envelopes right here. I like the envelopes usually for storage, but I put one here and then a big one in the front so that I could keep this not so alligator mouth. You know what I'm saying? And then I put the yellow. There's goodies in here of my altered playing cards that we were doing and tags and stuff. So I just, you can write on there. And so I just hang it out because the yellow. I'm all about the yellow right now. And then I just did coffee staining and line stamping and just scraps on here and gave you places, creative places to write. So this is kind of fun. And then I did the scraps left over from doing the signature pages. I just made the tags out of coffee stained cardstock on the back. This is all tea stained black seam binding from my shop, and then I just layered up the stuff and sewed around with white thread. Kind of fun, so it's kind of matchy, you know. And then these are all of the vintage receipts from this book. It's triplicating order forms. So I don't know, it's just kind of fun. So I like to show you guys where I get the stuff from. So I just clipped them up there. It kind of hides the writing spot if you want to write something secrets. And then kind of hide it maybe. And then I love the birds, the blue and yellow. I used this paper on, this is kind of like a cardstocky paper. So I just left it because it's pretty. I ripped the edge and inked it up and stuff. Here's some more bank receipts that I waxed and put lace and stuff on. And then another yellow and navy blue paper with a little birdie. And it's got the flip up here so you can write. And I sewed. And then here's one of my little booklets. It's got a couple of pages in it. And then I stamped with Martha Stewart. These are Tsunami Rose. So those are cute. So it kind of just lays in like that. And then these are like cardstock pages. So they're thick and stiff, you know, so it's kind of fun. And then I just like the line stamp that I have, the extra black scraps. And then I put gesso on to soften the edge. I don't know. I just was playing around. I like this one. And I love all the coffee staining. And this, like I said, is utilitarian. It's sometimes I make journals for show pieces, kind of, you know, to just sit in the coffee table and play with and ooh and ahs. But this one is for writing, so I wanted to try to make a cool, you know, writing. And then one of my little tabs, again, with all the fuss on it. And then just journaling card I sewed around. And I don't know, I just like this paper, and it goes with the birds and stuff, you know, the yellow and blue. And this was a vintage tablecloth piece. And I ripped the edge and inked and stuff. And this is a big, thick piece. I love this. I don't know what. I'm just all about the lines on this one and the black. I don't know. I'm just into it. And then you can see my tab from the next page. And it's ripped and inked and stuff, you know. And then this is just an extra piece that I made. And these are those vintage tags that I told you guys about, that sale I went to where the building's 150 years old and the guy's been there. He took over his parents' business. And anyway, now he's finally selling out. COVID done him in. So anyways, I have this huge box. I know you guys have seen it, but for those of you who haven't, I have to show because it's part of the journal. It's right here, but I got my scraps on top, so just give me a second. So here's the box, and I try to put some in everywhere I can. This is all the tags he's saved through the years for his store, his parents' writing, his mom's writing. He was picking through them. What are you going to do with these? He realized that they were of some value, and I said, can I have those tags over there sitting on your desk? Can I buy those? He's like, what? What are you going to do with these? So I got a whole bunch. So anyways, that's really fun. So I put some in here with the strings on. So they're real authentic little tags from a store. And then another little tab for me. And then I'm just using up the scraps for flips, writing spots with the gesso. I put some vintage, one of my tea stained laces. I have tea stained bundles right now in the shop too, if you are looking for some. That's used right here. And then this does have glitter in it. I did gold glitter in this paper in the coffee bath, so it has a little shimmer. You probably can't see it on camera, but you know, there's lots of little details you don't see on camera, you know. So, and I don't know why it's black around my picture, but it's weird. Anyway, this is like an onion paper that I just made a flip so you can write secrets underneath, and then lace here again with the other scrap piece. And then these are all ripped and inked on the side and just kind of grungy, you know. Tuck spot here and the little birds, and then just there's a little pocket there, you know. You can write on the inside here, and then you can write here. So it's kind of fun. I just like the different patterns and things. And then again, it's ripped and inked. And then I love this. And these are thick pages. All these are all cardstocky pages. This one's paper, but this one's cardstock. This is a Tim Holtz one that you can stick things behind here and then in the pocket. And it's just coffee stained paper back here. Script stamping. And ripped the paper and sewed that all around and ripped the edge and inked the edge on both of these. I wanted to leave a writing spot, a couple writing spots. Thanks, miss. It's not my usual, is it? It's different, isn't it? I don't usually do these kind, but I'm doing a few of them because I have this really cool paper. I'll show you when we're done what I'm going to do next. It's really neat. I'm doing Birds of the City next. Ooh, it's going to be fun. But anyways, I love this because now I got the lines again, you know, and the lines for the writing. And I don't know, just the contrast and how I put the papers together. I'm just obsessed. I don't know. And then I schmutzed with the gesso again, you know. So it's just papers I had that I coffee stained like years ago. And then I didn't do anything with it. You know how it is. And then the middle, I like, and I just left it because, and then I glued down some of that onion paper just to strengthen the middle, you know, the middle part. But I just left it because I thought, I wasn't sure how thick I wanted this to be. But if this was mine, I would do this. In fact, maybe I'll leave these in here. Here, I'll leave them in here for funsies. Because I would do this, but I love the birds, so I didn't want to do it. The bird cages. But I would do this with the envelopes. I'll put this in here and glue it here. That way you can just flip it out, you know. But I wasn't sure if I wanted to cover the bird cages or not. I like the way they look, so I'm not sure. But I'll leave the envelope there for funsies. And then again with the birds and the bird cages, I don't know, I'm just all about it. You can write here. But you can write on this too, but you'll have to use a marker or something different for funsies. And then here's the leftover piece, and you can journal behind and it matches and stuff, you know, and I just inked it up. And this is the thick piece, you know, everything's thick. It's cool. I don't know. I'm just into it. Birds of West Virginia. Oh, that's fun. Yeah, I love bird books. I just like birds. I don't know. This is another thick piece. And then you can see the scraps. I ripped it off here and glued it over here and put the lines on for the writing and stuff. Sometimes I made these tuck spots, sometimes I didn't. So it's just something different, you know. This one flips up and I like how I layered here and my little tabby here. And then this one's a pocket, so it's got birdie stuff in it. Nests and eggs and things like that. My mom's calling me. And then this is one of my wax tags. And it's got the keys. I love it when I use my key stuff, but it's got wax all over. And then it's got vintage mail with the wax seals, little tags, and gesso. And it flips up like this. And then there's more lines and the ink and the ripping, and then the birds are here and the text, and this has got the glitter in it and stuff. And this is a real thick page, so you can see how I'm doing it here. I'm ripping it off and putting it here so it matches, and you got the writing spot, you know, so it's kind of fun. I put a couple postcards in here, and then the envelope hanging over on this side has a couple things. And then I did make the tuck spot here out of this piece. Little bags with little tags in them. And it's a nice thick piece again with the birds and the bird cages and the lines. I don't know, I'm into it. I kind of like this one. And then there's lines this way and this way with the bird, and then the matching bird on the inside right here. And then it's got lace belly band with papers. And it's a playing card. And it's kind of fun. I did book pages on that side. I don't know, I'm just into it. I like it. And a little tag. And so this last one is the pocket, of course, with the black. And it flips over, and then another kind of matchy-matchy. And there's little fun stuff in there. And then the birds on the back. And the envelope in the back again, so there's some storage. I just like this one. I think it's fun. And it's not my usual, and I needed a break from the Victorian stuff for a minute. So this one's listed in my shop. And then my next one I'm doing is, I'll show you. It is, I'm doing the cover. I just opened mail, so I have all this mail everywhere. This one right here. Ooh, I'm excited. Trying to figure out what to do with the cover. It's Birds of the City. I love the color palette. So I'm going to do City Birds, I think. And then maybe tuck this bird in there and just keep it simple again, because it's going to be utilitarian again. And I have these. So it's like coffee shops, bicycles, buildings, you know, birds, you know, city birds. And it's got like this. I don't know if you can even see it. Can you see it very good? I don't know. But I love the color palette, you know, the dots. Yeah, it's kind of fun. And then I'm going to do, it's got stripes and dots, you know. And then bicycles, you know, more birds and stuff. And then I was excited about a couple of seabirds of the city. And then it has like teacups and birds and stuff. So I'm excited about this one. So I'm doing this one next. Okay. Kind of fun. So stay tuned for that. Thanks for coming in. And we'll see you guys later. Bye.